What are we confused about? Are we confused about the fact that people are maskless? Because as of today, it is okay to be maskless at Walt Disney World outdoors. Anything goes. Yeah, it is the right song to start on, probably. Oh. Look at these maskless people. Some of them still have masks. There's a couple. One has a mask, one doesn't. He does have a shoulder porg, though. So, does have a shoulder porg. I think this is the first one of these I've gotten to do completely maskless. I mean, obviously we've stopped to eat a couple times, but this is weird. It's weird to be able to walk with this. What's interesting is they said you had to wear masks in queues, but they're definitely, when the queue is still spilling out, letting you not wear the mask. And then there's a cast member at some point towards the entrance who will tell you to put the mask on. Is it freedom, though? I mean, it's kind of more complicated. Because you have to, like, take it on and off 50 times now. Like, every time you go in a store or whatever, you have to put it on, which it's kind of easier sometimes just leave it on. In walking around for like 2 hours this morning, I realized a couple times, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go through that shop and then we're going to go to the other one. So what am I going to take off the mask for a minute and a half? So it's great news, but at the same time, it is... It makes things a little more complicated. You got a lot of on and off, on and off. People forget to put it back on, but the cast members are already, they're already in the act. They know they got to remind people when they come into a store, they go in a shop, they go to a restaurant, whatever. Yeah, and I don't wear it around the chin. It's fully on or fully off. Sometimes it hangs off one side of the ear, one ear. Yeah, it's weird. You feel like, it's like a feeling of, you almost leave the house and you're like, did I forget to put on some piece of clothing? It's that kind of feeling? Because you feel like you're forgetting something? Did I remember to put pants on today? It's a little bit of that. Or it's different. It's gonna, same way it took us a while to get used to the mask, it's gonna take a while to get used to it being out of our lives. No, I always take it off in the car. Always take it off in the car. I can't drive with it on.
Oh, frozen.
Thoughts on when Fastpass will return? I have no idea. I would assume it will. People really want it to come back. Like an overwhelming majority want it to come back. So I think it will. I think it'll be the paid version, but I think it will. Thank you, Leaf. Appreciate it. Glad you guys are enjoying the Disneyland stuff. We'll keep, we're investing the money, right? Because we got to, obviously, Katie's on the clock, and we got to also buy a ticket every time she goes. So, but we believe in it. We believe people want it. And as long as we see people want it, we'll do it. As you guys join, please hit the like button for our first maskless outdoor day at Walt Disney World since March of 2020. First time in 14 months. No word on Sam's, but the Polynesian will open in full around July 19th. So I would expect they're going to need some sort of dining capacity at that point. So something's got to open. Whether it's Ohana, Sam's, or both. Good morning. We're going to hang out here for a few minutes while people join. I know it's a little early. It's also mostly an announce. I'm going to give the social media team some time to put it together. Hopefully, I told them about it. Hopefully, it's getting tweeted and such. Capacity will be non-existent in July. That's not accurate. The parks still have a capacity, regardless of COVID or not. There's a park capacity. I do think I have a bad feeling that new annual pass replacement thing is going to come here too. I do fear that's going to happen. It's less of a problem here. There's way less pass holders and there's way less of a drain on the system. So I don't know, but I'm fearful that it is going to happen. Yeah, I think what's funny is you're going to realize limited capacity in some of these parks is not very different from regular, and Hollywood Studios in particular. It's not very different. I've been in this park on a real capacity day, on New Year's Day before, and it's not terribly different from a really bad day in the last year in this park. I don't think they'll get rid of Park Pass. I think Park Pass will stay long after COVID. They want to know where you're going. They want to be able to plan for the crowds that are coming. Yep, you still need masks on any attraction. Indoor, outdoor, doesn't matter. You still also need it in the queue unless the queue is extended. So this extended outdoor queue, they're actually letting people not have the mask on. But then once you pass a certain point in this runaway railway queue towards the entrance to the building, they do require you to put the mask on. Kind of what this stream is going to be. We're not really going to do much. It's going to be a lot of look at how things have changed, answering a lot of questions. I assume people are going to pop in and out with a lot of questions about exactly what's going on today and why there's maskless people in a theme park on their screen. I'm still weirded. Like I should walk, and I'm like, I gotta put my mask on, and then I thought about it. I was like, I don't have to put my mask on. I can walk and stream and not have the mask on. This is a thing. Let's go, we're gonna go this way. I mean, they didn't, oh, thanks, Mike. Appreciate the super chat. It's very courteous. They didn't have time to update a lot of stuff, so I guess not probably wearing an approved face covering. We'll be asked to leave. It's almost time for my boarding group, actually. Maybe you guys get to ride rides today. The question is, did they reduce distancing at Frozen already? There's a lot of people in there, but not more than usual. It sounds like they are not willing to increase restaurant capacity at this moment. That's one of the few places they are keeping the 6-foot distancing in place because they know people will be maskless near each other for long periods. So they've decided that is not okay. Of course, if you read the site religiously, you know that Frozen Fractal Gifts has reopened here at the exit for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration. Good morning. I see a lot of people are going to ask the when is this, when is that returning question today. And the answer is going to be, I don't know. You know, this is very sudden. Like, I don't think Walt Disney World management woke up yesterday and was like, you know what? Tomorrow we're not going to have masks outside. I don't believe that's a thing that happened. So I don't think they know at this point. Things are moving rapidly. Things are moving more rapidly than we thought. Obviously, after the Q2 earnings call the other day, I think people expected maybe at some point this summer this was going to happen. I think we all expected that was months away. And then we somehow got to the end of the day the next day and masks outside were no longer a thing. It's, I would say outside of the parks suddenly closing back in March of 2020, this was the most sudden and jarring change of the COVID period. You know, like maskless photos outdoors didn't feel like a big thing. You know, making you be stationary and to eat and drink without a mask didn't feel like some revolutionary idea. But I would say the last 24 hours felt like a big culture shock to the last 14 months. I think even with the temperature screenings, they're like, you know what? We have a couple days left of temperature screenings. It's going to end the 16th. They gave a lot more notice than Universal did. And I think we expected the same from this. And that didn't happen. It just was like, nope, you know what? We're not going to try to fight this. People are going to be mean to cast members probably tomorrow, saying, oh, with Universal, I can do this. Oh, Orange County doesn't have a mandate. All of these things. And so I think Disney just decided we're not going to put up this fight. Let's keep our cast members safe by not allowing it here, and here. But let's not have a war with our guests every day either. Brian Layton. Yes, I am filling in. Thanks to the wonderful Eric Morton, who offered to jump in this morning and run the site while I take you guys around. Eric One Take Morton. Oh boy. Oh. Eric, I had to go in 3 times to record one episode of News Today, Morton. That's not because he messed up, it's because the audio didn't record, but either way. Or the video was very off-center. It's definitely not one take if there's a Harry Potter name. It's any sort of Harry Potter name, which is, I go through the same thing. I can't pronounce any of the foreign words. Any foreign names or words I can't do. And they usually just make it onto the show. Because I'm like, it's not my language. I don't necessarily feel like I need to go learn a foreign language to give people the news. It'll be okay. Well, like I said before, I think it's it might be 50-50 out here. Like, there's lots of people without. There's plenty of people with. Maybe 60-40, 70-30. Maybe there are a few. Probably the maskless people might outnumber the masked people a little bit out here, but not by much. Not by much. I saw people were like shocked that the market in Galaxy's Edge requires a mask, and I'm like, it's a store. Like that's the whole thing. Like, you can't go in a store without a mask. That's a store. Like, people are working in there. Cast members are working in there. You're going to interact with them. There are some weird moments, right, where I've seen people interacting with cast members maskless, and I don't feel comfortable doing that to a cast member. So I always at least put on a mask if I'm going to approach a cast member, whether they're a greeter or whatever the situation is. I don't know. Outside of park rules, there are just things that I believe are common courtesy, and that's probably one of them. So until the cast members themselves are maskless, I'm going to put on a mask to talk to them. I don't know their situation. I don't want to be that guy. It is anyone. They're not checking any vaccination records. They don't give you a wristband, which is weird, right? Because that's not really the CDC recommendation. So there could very well be a person carrying COVID without a mask on in this park. It's very possible. Someone asked if I felt safe. Personally, I do because I'm vaccinated. So that being said, I'm still not looking to stand near anybody that doesn't have a mask on. That's not my plan today. I'm not just going to go get close to people I don't know, maskless outside. But then again, I wasn't like that before COVID. I always had a weird thing about distance from people. Anyway, like I didn't like when people stood on top of me in a queue. Again, I semi-germophobic before COVID. So it's illegal in Florida to require proof of vaccination. Well, so they don't require vaccine passports, right? Is it actually illegal? Because I think as an independent business, you can. That's your decision. I think he outlawed vaccine passports, but I think a vaccine passport and a proof of vaccination are two different things. Why in the world are there 400 people in line for this tiny store? Did they get something? Has something come out? Or are people just, I don't want to use this word, I was just going to say people are just kind of dumb. I think people are being kind of dumb. I don't see anything. I don't see anything even remotely new in this store. These people are just, I don't know, they think it's some big thing they need to see, this first order cargo store. Yeah, I still think if Walt Disney World tomorrow was like, hey, we require a proof of vaccination. What is the state of Florida going to do? Fight with Walt Disney World? They're not going to. This is wild. It's so weird. It's like getting in a time machine. I'm having flashbacks. It feels as if like the last 14 months didn't happen. Like not seeing maskless faces just really puts me back in a different time. It's weird. A little bit of an out-of-body experience this morning. Man, Rano, I think it's the Rano cooking, but it smells fantastic today. Maybe I'm hungry. I might be hungry.
Actually, did they say that?
I might be hungry. So, yes and no to the outdoor queue question. According to the rules, masks are required in outdoor queues. That being said, in extended outdoor queues we've seen, they're not enforcing it. So if they're really beyond if they're beyond what is usually the entrance of the attraction, what was built to be the entrance of the attraction, they'll let them go. They'll let them be maskless. But then once you get to a cast member, a greeter in some location, then you have to put the mask on. They'll ask you as you pass by them to put the mask on. Could have a maskless interaction with a character. Welcome to May 15th, 2021. Maskless character interactions.
Hi, Mr. Tom.
Hey, how's it going?
It's very nice to meet you. We watch you guys all the time.
Nice to meet you too. Have a good one. You can meet people maskless. You can do all sorts of things maskless. It's a whole new world. I don't know if he was a wig. I didn't ask. He just gave me a polite hello. This is wild. Wild. 24 hours later, no temperature checks, no masks outside. Yeah, someone asked me about walking and eating. I think the answer is you can. I think you can walk and eat. Things I never thought I'd say in my life. I think you can walk and eat. I think that's a thing you can do. Oh, God, there's a lot of you watching. There's almost 600 people watching, but only 121 likes. Come on, guys. I came out of streaming retirement today. Eric has to watch the site. Come on, give us a like. Give us a like. We've moved heaven and earth today to bring you this pivotal moment in the 50-year history of Walt Disney World. Just hit a like button. I think you can walk and eat. I just spit all over my screen from laughing at that. It's okay. COVID's over. You can spit now. I'm joking. Don't spit. I feel like I want to do like the SpongeBob thing. There's an episode where I guess the Krusty Krab is open late, and he does everything with at night, cleaning the floors at night. And I'd be like walking and eating without a mask. Hey, how's it going? You know what I think is the most freeing, the best thing about this happening today is there's no more shaming, right? Like, I know because I did my fair share of shaming people for not following park rules, but now that rule is gone. And like, we can shame people in the queue for sure if they just, if we're in the building and they're taking it down, sure. But it's nice to not even have to think about like watching out for people, right? And I passed my vaccination day, my immunity date like a week ago, and I haven't really been to a park since. So I guess that's part of it too. So between not having to worry about policing people anymore and the fact that I'm fully vaccinated, it's nice. That's probably the most freeing thing about it. Generally not having to worry about other people affecting my life. Except for mean people on Twitter. They will always affect my life. We'll go see the Muppets, see what's going on in Muppets. I almost said Muppets Courtyard, Grand Avenue. Of course, tomorrow is the 30th anniversary of Muppet Vision 3D. It opened 30 years ago, 1 year to the day after Jim Henson passed away. It's the last thing he ever worked on. And tomorrow night at 9 p.m., right here on our YouTube channel, we will present our comprehensive, fantastic, beloved history show, Back to the Future Live, and we are covering Jim Henson's Muppet Vision 3D in honor of the 30th anniversary tomorrow. So make sure you join us for that. It's going to be a couple hours of fun. We really dive into every last bit of the development, the history, and the story of probably the greatest theme park 3D film ever produced. Maybe the best Muppet thing ever produced. I think it's argued amongst Muppet people that Muppet Vision might be the greatest thing Jim Henson ever worked on. It is in what, between the pre-show and the regular show, 20-something minutes that perfectly capture what the Muppets are, their brand of comedy and humor and heart. Like it's all perfectly there in 20-something minutes. Kyle, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Did I miss one? Kyle, who's this? Did I miss this one? Cine Fitz, thank you too. Thank you guys for the super chats. Appreciate it. You know, the only thing I might keep my mask on for is eating at Mama Melrose. It's probably the one thing I'll keep my mask on for. Yeah, it's not common. You can still get it, which is why I don't plan on, if it's a particularly crowded street or area, I probably will pop my mask back on. But I mean, it's at some point after, the point, I agree with people, after getting vaccinated, my goal is to get back to life. And so obviously I'm still going to follow whatever rules are in place, but the benefit is to be able to do things again. That's why I went out of my way to get vaccinated immediately when it was available. C Division, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Right, so I understand still being cautious after being vaccinated, but I've tried to stay safe as much as I can for over a year, and the moment I could get vaccinated to help fight this thing, I did. And if restrictions are going to start lifting, I'm with it. I'm on board. If I wasn't vaccinated yet, I would feel very differently. If I had people that I lived with or interacted with who either weren't vaccinated or I think would be in some sort of danger from the virus, I would probably not be out here maskless right now. But those things don't apply to me. So you got to do it. I think we've reached the point now in all this where you have to do what is right for you and what you feel safe doing. And you should still think about the safety of others. But to a point, right? Like I said before, I'm with the being maskless outside. That being said, if I'm going to have an interaction with a cast member or another human being outside, I'm going to put my mask on as a common courtesy thing because I don't know your situation. It's nice to walk around maskless. It's nice to feel a breeze on the face. And I said this a million times. I never felt like I couldn't breathe in the mask, but I mean, like anything you wear in Florida in the summer, you get sweaty in the general area that the piece of clothing is covering. So it's nice to not, have a sweat beard. I think some people have called it at times. From the mask, you get a sweat beard. Sunglass fogging, yeah. I will say I got pretty good at it to the point where my glasses didn't fog regularly.
There's some stores and stuff that might.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought they'd show up today and no one would be wearing a mask outside, and there's a good amount of people who are, which I have to say is kind of encouraging because I feel like these might be people that aren't vaccinated, or they're people with kids under 12 who can't even be vaccinated yet in this country, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that there's still people that care. Not saying one way is right and one way is wrong, but I fully expected everyone in this park to be maskless outside. They aren't from Florida, but I mean, the vaccine's available in other places. But the truth is, like, Walt Disney World is a place people often travel with kids, and kids can't get vaccinated yet. That is the biggest hurdle in all of this for Disney World, is that it's a place that is usually visited by families with kids under age 12. And you're now allowing masks to be removed in a place where unvaccinated children can visit, right? I'm not going to shame kids. It's the parents' decision. It has nothing to do with me. They're not my kids. I think there are plenty of it's people on both sides. I think there are plenty of parents with kids under 12 who aren't vaccinated who will now cancel a Disney World trip because they just don't know if it's safe, right? Because when Disney reopened, and we all said it, if there was a safe place to go, it was these parks. And now as restrictions start to come down, that obviously becomes untrue, right? Certainly as a country, we've reached a point where the virus is not as present as it was. Our numbers are pretty good. Our numbers are still not better than a lot of places where Disney parks are either still closed or operating under limited capacity, right? We have to understand that at Walt Disney World today, we're taking masks off. Disneyland Paris is still not open. Disneyland is at 25% capacity. Tokyo Disneyland is only allowing 5,000 people in a day. This Disney park is in a solely unique situation compared to everyone else. But I'm not here today to tell you which side you should be on or anything. I want to make that clear to people. I don't have a horse in this race. You do what's right for you. And as long as people are within park rules, people can do whatever they want. That goes for any park rules, not only those related to COVID. Smash that like button, please. 710 viewers. We haven't had viewership like this in a while. It's nice to see. I know today is a special day. Oh, we're getting into a slight crowd. No, you don't. No masks. Masks are not required outdoors under certain stipulations. I could give a refresher for people who maybe just joined. There are still outdoor things in which you have to wear a mask. Obviously, if the shop or the cart where you're interacting with a cast member, buying something from a cast member, that would be a place where you would wear a mask. An outdoor queue could be a place where you're asked to wear a mask. It depends on your place in the queue from what we learned today. In the extended queues that go beyond the normal parameters of an attraction's queue area, they seem to be allowing you to be maskless. But then once you reach a cast member towards the entrance to what is usually the queue pre-COVID for that ride or show, then they will absolutely ask you to put your mask on. Wow, that is a line for the Sunshine Day bar. People are maskless and drinking. Everyone's excited to walk with a beer today. I think that's probably really what it is. People are like, I can actually walk with a beer today. I haven't seen anyone walking and eating or drinking them. Maybe I just haven't noticed. I really want to see. It's got to be allowed. There's no way it's not. There's no reason for it to not be allowed. It's too early for people to be eating, too. People eat breakfast before they come to the park, or they wait till lunch. Like, I just yelled, this place is all about show. That's all I heard. That could have been about a million different hot button topics at Disney World. Yeah, no, I think as we get towards lunch, we should go stand by the pretzel cart. Actually, you know what? I heard about something. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna check on some pretzel status. It's so weird. It's such an adjustment to make again. Yeah, I don't think it means anything for entertainment. Everyone's jumping at conclusions that like Fantasmic's going to come back and think, guys, it hasn't even been 24 hours since its announcement, and I will tell you, this company moves slow as molasses. So obviously we heard about Epcot Forever testing. So if anything, like, I believe that can happen in fairly short order if they want it to happen. But things like Fantasmic, things that require rehearsals and people to come back, and a lot of that kind of stuff, I think you're still a ways away from that. Festival of the Lion King's return was in the works for a very, very long time. There it is, Pretzel Palooza back. This used to be the Pretzel Garden cart on Streets of America. Let's see if they have it.
We're gonna come over here. We're gonna come with us.
Cheddar jalapeno pretzel, there it is. I know what I'm getting for lunch. The cheddar jalapeno pretzel is back. What time is it now? Is it pretzel time now? No, I can't because we got to stream more. I got to take pictures of the pretzel for the site. That's right, everybody. Come wait maskless outside for Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Take a maskless photo with Immobile DJ and Cruz Ramirez. It's a nice day, though. There's a good breeze today. Good first day to be maskless outdoors. Thank you, K-Jack, for the $4.99. I'll use it on a pretzel. His eyes they still need to clean his glass. It's all fogged and dirty. Poor thing. Poor DJ's like, when I lived at Cars Land in California, the Disneyland maintenance people used to clean me every day. And since I moved here, like, no one cares. What's the difference between Disney World and Disneyland? So here you get a good idea here. As we pass by this external queue, you're going to see a lot of maskless people. That's because it's not being enforced until, again, they get past a certain point, which I assume would be this gentleman here. We're going to see there's family coming up with no mask, but he's probably the one who's going to tell you have to wear a mask in the queue. But as far as this external extended queue, as you see as we walk by, plenty of people not wearing masks, and it's not being enforced either. They're not doing anything wrong. It's just not being enforced out here. On the bright side of that, I think today could have been very different. I think if there was only 3 feet of distancing between people and no masks, I would feel differently. But The fact that you have the 6-foot markers and no mask, that's fine, right? 3 feet and no mask, I think raises some concerns for a lot of people. Upped capacity. This park doesn't feel any different than it has. I don't think the capacity's up just yet. You're really going to start to see it in June. June is when you're really going to start to see them let more people in. It's probably 45. Remember, these people are still distanced, right? And the other thing that you got to think about, even in the COVID world, is every attraction is now loading pretty much every row, right? So I just rode Tower of Terror this morning. I think the post is out already. But on Tower of Terror, not only did they load every row, as a single rider, I was sat with another single rider in a row. So we only had one seat between us. And that's a thing that has not been happening here at Disney World. But they've been loading every row on a lot of other rides for a long time, right? So Rock and Roller Coaster's been every row for a couple months. Slinky's been every row for a couple months. Trying to think what else in this park. I don't think anything else in this park really applies. People Mover's loading every car now. Buzz Lightyear loads every vehicle. They've been doing that for a couple months. Seas with Nemo and Friends loads every clam. So, yeah. The lines look longer, as long as they did earlier in all of this, and you would have had a longer wait, but they're shorter now because with guidance from the CDC and beyond, they've been allowed to, because the rides are relatively short, they've been allowed to seat people near each other. You know, we always joke every time this song comes on Sunset Boulevard. I kind of do like a doofy voice, and I'm like, oh, it's the song from Endgame. Because obviously the song existed long before Endgame, and it's a wonderful song. Part of the music I was introduced to by this park growing up, which is a wonderful thing. I know people say there's no culture in these parks, but this park in particular introduced me to a lot of things in life that I would have never known I was interested in, and maybe, you know, music from the 30s, 40s, 50s may have been stuff that I didn't know I was interested in, and certainly movies from the 1930s to now that I was introduced to by this park. So there's a reason I still, even though they've decimated this place, there's a reason I still have an affinity for this park. And I think all the parks are good. They're a good introduction, especially when you're young, to a number of different things from outside of your age group or time frame. I don't think people are scared of living normally. I think some people aren't vaccinated yet and want to be, or their kids can't be vaccinated yet and they want their kids to be vaccinated. And so there's still plenty of people with concern. And I think it's fair to let people have concern. The same way I think it's fair to let people who don't want to be concerned, let them not be concerned. I think we're at the point where just, you know, everyone's made up their mind. Let everyone do what they're going to do. Worry about you and yours. And as long as no one's, you know, endangering you, you know, I leave them alone. Oh, they still have the popcorn? Oh, man. I might buy a couple bags to keep at home. That Interstellar popcorn from May the 4th is still here. It's very, very good. Trying to think what else we can go look at. Toy Story Land might be a good illustration as well. I think we've also been called for Rise. What is does anyone know what the Rise boarding group is on? Because maybe I'll take you guys on Rise as a little added bonus today. I don't know what else we're going to show you with all of this. Nothing else seems much different. Even if Frozen's not spacing people, we told you about it yesterday. I don't know what I'm gonna go in there and show you one less seat of distancing between people. It's not very exciting. How are wait times? Wait times seem unaffected. This has no effect on it, right? Because they didn't. The only attraction that changed loading procedures in this park is Tower of Terror. So Tower has seemed a little more reasonable than usual, but otherwise this park is completely unaffected. And we haven't seen any other major loading procedure changes anywhere else. I don't think there were many left to make. We were talking about it yesterday. There's a couple that we think will happen down the road that haven't happened yet. What were the things we were thinking about? Winnie the Pooh, because it has 2 rows, and they currently don't sit you with another party, right? So that would be another thing they can do. They could seat 2 rows of guests at Pooh. Obviously, all the theater shows, they can reduce distancing and let more people in. Filler Magic, Hall of Presidents, when that comes back. Tiki Room, Bears, Carousel of Progress, anything like that. But otherwise, like Everest has done every row. Flight of Passage has been doing every seat. River Journey put in plexiglass and is putting people in both rows. So maybe they can start taking plexiglass off a couple vehicles, right? So maybe like someone at some point will decide the Rise plexiglass can come off, the River Journey plexiglass can come off, and you can still sit people in both rows. They also went through a lot of trouble to put those in, so they may not be in a rush right this minute to start tearing them off. Also, there's going to be... The thing we now can start talking about is the maintenance that will need to be done on these parks following all this, right? Because number one, we've seen it where one of these peels up and there's a lot of staining, or it's different color from the other pavement, and honestly, even after a lot of pressure washing, it still kind of looks bad. Obviously, decals on walls and stuff are going to peel paint. The trash cans paint's going to peel off the trash cans when they take those off. We've seen it already at Epcot. So yeah, that's the thing I'm really interested in, is to see how much they care about restoring things when this is said and done. Do they really care enough to fix everything?
This way into Andy's restaurant.
But see, otherwise wait times seem as bad as they've seemed. 90 minutes for Slinky Dog right now. I almost forgot to do my old shtick. Oh my God, I'm shrinking. Oh, we're shrinking. Oh man. Oh, still shrinking. What an amazing transition.
That's pretty average too.
And we're shrunk.
Alright. Dude, we are now toys. Wow.
Hello, 900 of you watching. That's great. Let's go for 1,000. You know how we get to that 1,000? I need everybody watching right now to hit that like button, please. Please hit that like button. And then maybe we get to 1,000 viewers, we'll go on Rise. The signage has not been updated. They did not have time. So there is a very temporary sign outside of the park with the new rules. And that is it. Like, that's all they had time for overnight. I mean, they've been having trouble getting the new signs that don't say 6 feet, and that they've had quite a bit of lead time on that too, and they still haven't been able to get it done. But you know, at the same time, like I understand that this is a big operation, and you have so much of this signage out there, and I don't know how many people are tasked with doing this, and so it might take a hot minute for them to get everything updated. But I will say, even with no signage for it, things seem to be going pretty well. So, I don't know, maybe it's something to be said for the fact that you don't actually need all this signage. Maybe a lot of it a lot of this signage was probably overkill when you put it in. Like, people probably, for the most part, understood what was expected of them. They were just being combative. And maybe it was there just to kind of be like, oh, your cast members can point to this, so that way, like, they have a defense when guests, won't put the mask on, won't keep the mask on, so on and so forth. But I think we're at the point now where I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even bother with more than a handful of signs. It's not worth it at this point. Things are going to change so rapidly that it doesn't matter. A couple reminders while you guys are watching. Some things that really help us out. Of course, I've plugged it 400 times, but please hit the like button. It really helps people find this stream both now and even later, because you can watch these anytime. If you do miss one, they're always here on our YouTube channel. And speaking of our YouTube channel, big changes are coming in July when we move to our new space in Celebration, Florida, a new office and studio facility we're calling WDWNT Celebration. Our first show that'll be produced from there is July 8th. We will have WDW News Tonight from the new studio with a studio audience for the first time since March of 2020, in fact. So stay tuned for more info on that. And there's going to be a big shakeup of a lot of our programming coming in July as well. Some other things, if you'd like to support us, there's two great ways you could do that. You could join the WIGS program, the WDWNT Inner Globe Society. It begins at just $2 a month. For $2 a month, you get access to our Discord and a lot of other great stuff. And then at $7 a month, you get some of our more popular post shows for things like Park Center and WDW News Tonight, etc. But it does start at just $2 a month. You could join at patreon.com/WDWNT. And of course, if that seems like a lot of hassle, you could always just super chat us right here on YouTube. We appreciate it, and we do use all that to provide all this great coverage for you, whether it's our live streams, our reporters obviously get paid to go out every day in the parks to keep you apprised of what's going on. So we appreciate the donations towards our coverage. It does, it takes a lot of money to make these dreams a reality. I'm paraphrasing, that's awfully close to a quote by Walt Disney though, right? Nothing in this world is free, and it takes money to do everything. Haunted Mansion is 10 times better at Disneyland? No way. No, the Pirates is better. Pirates is better at Disneyland. But the absolute best Pirates and Haunted Mansion are both at Disneyland Paris. The only line I've seen that's been shorter today is the marketplace. Maybe they're letting more people in the market because it's outside. Because usually it's pretty bad already. And there are maskless people buying stuff from the soda droid. And those cast members may choose just not to fight that fight. Yeah, usually the market queue is way out here. It's not. It's starting to come out here, but it's not that bad. I am not hopping to MK. I have to, at some point today, I have to get back to work on the website. Eric has offered to fill in for a little bit now. But I need to get back at things in a bit. Disney Springs, I think, more so than anywhere on property, has been so much busier than it ever was before COVID. So I know Disney World likes to complain they've made no money and no one showed up. But I will tell you, Disney Springs has been busier than it's ever been in its entire history.
Well, I'm sure in places like California.
Oh, Legally Disney, thank you so much. You guys make my dreams a reality every day, every time you guys tune in. I appreciate it.
You're doing good.
All right, I guess I gotta start masking up. Time to mask up. All right, time to rise. See, now I'm muffled. I'm all muffled with the mask again.
Like I said, the fun part of it is it's very dark. There is some pop.
No, we do need the mask. Need the mask here. Hi.
You're all good.
Thanks. Our little bonus for you guys. We're gonna go on Rise of the Resistance. What magic band? What I wear most days now is the Country Bears. My Country Bear magic band most days. Most for a number of reasons. Number one, of course, love the Country Bears. Number two is Disney, without really asking me, unlinked most of my magic bands, and I can't even reactivate half of them online. And so when I do want to reactivate half of them, I have to go to guest relations, which is super fun. In fairness, my account causes them a lot of trouble because I have so many magic bands. I know it's messed up a lot of things before, so I would have appreciated if someone told me they were going to do it, but it's neither here nor there. And honestly, the couple times I've been to guest relations to relink a band, the cast members there have been super sweet and very helpful. Well, it's not even just Magic Band, it's identifiers, and you get identifiers from all sorts of things like party tickets, room keys, all that stuff. And obviously doing this as a job, you get a lot of those things.
Control 6. Command request another suite through Sector 2. Verify all materials tagged for backout and all recruits prepped for briefing.
Yeah, I'll wear my Muppet Vision band tomorrow on the show in honor of the anniversary. My favorite thing yesterday was I liked a comment. Someone had posted a whole thing about how vloggers are very disrespectful and they're very loud and obnoxious and ruining the Disney World experience. And I liked the comment. And then someone, of course, being a smart aleck, was like, well, but that's you. And I was like, no, obviously you don't watch what we do because we're usually very quiet. Try to be very courteous while still doing this for people. But Twitter people are going to be Twitter people. It's easier to just jump on the hate train than actually, educate yourself with what people do or know what they do. It's easier to just make stuff up, Yeah, I didn't like it because of, I don't feel that way about every vlogger, but I know there's a core group of them that I've been at, because we obviously for the website go to restaurant openings and stuff like that. And I know in restaurant openings in particular, I always feel a little awkward because they're usually alone. They're like try to make the server be a part of the stream or the vlog, and they're very loud. And and at that point, I'm like, this is a restaurant. Like, no matter what you're doing, at what restaurant is this acceptable? Like, I think you guys know, our more regular viewers know, like, I don't even like to do it from restaurants, but, you guys have sort of guilted me into it over time. We've done a couple of the Hollywood and Vine ones as live streams, but I don't think we're doing Cape May and Chef Mickey's in that style this week because I just think it's not a thing our audience wants. I don't think they're terribly exciting because we don't make a spectacle of ourselves in a restaurant. Yeah, bothering cast members is the worst. Like I try to not even interact with them on here. I mean, obviously I've had one or two negative instances on here where I just tried to get in line for the market, and then I'd been there for 5 minutes, and then she tried to throw me out of line. I think many of you remember that. I certainly could have been nicer in that situation, but so should she. She could have been too. I think it was regrettable for both of us. Heat of the moment thing. But no, I generally try to not even interact with them if I don't have to while I'm on. I mean, it's probably true of me in life in general. I try not to interact with people if I don't have to. In general, it's just how I am. Keep to myself. I'm using the markers. Do people talk on the rides? Is that a thing? I may make a funny comment or two if we're alone, but I don't. No, usually I try to keep quiet. What attractions? I assume you guys are watching for the park. You're not watching for me, and I think that's my biggest problem with the fandom in general, and the what has been born out of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube is this culture of people who, I don't know, they try to make it about them more so than about the place. And I think, I don't know who we are as people. It's about the place. And we certainly, we have shows where it's definitely skews the other way, right? News Tonight, but it's that show is meant to be purely entertainment. We're putting on a comedy variety show for you. And there's no real way to do that without having the focus on a human being who's delivering the comedy or the sketches, right? have a stabilizer. What was it? The DJI Osmo 2, I think, is the stabilizer we use. Yeah, with our live streams and stuff, I assume people are tuning in to see the place. Obviously, people want insight also, and I'm happy to answer questions and give insights into things, but we never turn the camera on us because we're not the focus. You like to see faces every now and then. We'll keep that in mind. Our faces aren't very good, though. That's part of why we hide them. You know, we might lose viewers if you see our faces. No, the 3-foot markers never arrived. I think in an alternate universe where masks were still required outdoors today, you would have seen 3-foot markers and a bunch of cues. I think given what happened in the last 24 hours, they decided not to do that. Positive, and you know, it's hard to have positive energy constantly at Disney World. It's much easier at pretty much every other Disney resort around the world. We're just in a constant state of reduction here, it always feels like, comparatively. Well, these dots have seen better days. Yeah, the 6 feet signs are going away, but I'm not seeing 3 feet in its place either. We're not even going in a full pre-show today. We're not even in a full pre-show.
BB-8.
Pretty empty.
Prep the ready room for recruits. Commander 9-9, please report back to IGS cockpit.
Incoming transmission from Ray. BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Should you be in flight prep? Recruits, thank you for joining the cause. A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a First Order Star Destroyer that is now headed to this system. Your outpost on Batu is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. I'll regroup with you there. The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Pucara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is ready. 9-Num and I shall personally see them delivered.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Welcome to the cause. May the Force be with us.
Commander Poe Dameron and a squadron of X-Wings shall escort us to the rendezvous point on Pucara.
Roger, this is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits.
Yeah.
Well, no time to waste. Let's get you on your way to the General.
Stand clear, deck
All
doors.
right, let's go. Move it up. Green to the front, yellow and silver to the back.
All recruits to transports. No need for safety gear. It'll be a smooth ride. Ground crews, deck is in motion. Recruits crossing to transport.
All right, everybody, move up to green.
Initiate pre-flight sequence on deck 3 for Pucara. Affirmative. Deck 3, you are clear for launch.
Squads, we're loading up.
Pucara personnel, this is your final call of the morning.
Hey, everybody, stand on the green. Stand on the green. Stand on the green. All right, listen up. Make sure you guys hold up to the handrail. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Eyes low, your face coverage should be over your ears the whole time.
So we've all been required to stand on green, even though I had yellow.
Yes.
So we can't stand there.
Transport takeoff in 20 seconds.
Good. Airspeed sensor? Thank you, 9-Num. Black Leader, are you and your team ready?
Affirmative. The engines are hot. Red 2, Blue 5, report. Red 2, check.
Blue 5 standing by.
Radar system scan ready.
Affirmative.
Okay.
Hyperdrive systems normal. Main reactor. Are you sure?
No, I've been asked to stand on green. I will remain on green. This is a fun, weird angle anyway.
I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to Pucara.
Red 2, Blue 5, keep tight now. Let's get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark.
Black Leader, we're picking up an unusual signal. Are you spotting anything?
Yeah, I see it. We'll check it out. BB-8, what do you got?
There appear to be a number of small craft heading our way. Raise the shields.
We got company. First order TIE fighters. Reroute! Reroute! Red 2, Blue 5, we got a clear path so transport can make the jump. They're all over us!
We lost Red 2. More incoming. Blue 5 taking evasive action.
Try to shake him, Blue!
I'm trying.
We lost Blue 5! I'm gonna try to drive him away!
Copy that. Give us clear so we can make the jump.
Get ready, you won't have much time.
Where are all those TIE fighters coming from? Star Destroyers.
Get out of there!
We can't. We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in.
Our legs are friends and make us a fair fight. Don't worry, I'm coming back for you. Stay strong.
Cargo vessel TR-141, identify yourselves. Prepare to be boarded.
This is TR-141. We are a civilian vessel. By whose authority are we being detained?
By the authority of the First Order, resistance scum. Now bring down your shields and prepare to be boarded.
They'll want the location of our secret base. Tell them nothing. The future of the resistance is at stake. I have a bad feeling about this. Stand back from those doors.
Resistance 5. This ship is now under the command of the First Order. You will all disembark immediately on the sea to the right for interrogation and processing. Everyone off the ship now. Hurry up, we don't have all day.
quiet in here. Everyone's in here. I haven't done this in so long. I gotta switch to Wi-Fi on the ride, right? Otherwise we lose it in the AT-AT room. I'm horribly out of practice. Well, we're wearing masks right now because we're in a ride, so nothing's different right now. But it's nice outside. It's pleasant. It's very pleasant. The wife won't let you make your bedroom. I wouldn't want my bedroom look like this either. It's kind of dark and ominous. This isn't a room to sleep in. I'm with your wife on that one. Not a room for sleeping. I think we already had 1,000. We dropped back down again, but we were over 1,000 for a second.
Limitations for all types and all personnel on this deck. Suspended pending prisoner transit.
Wow, okay, Jack, thanks. I somehow don't think a spike in cases are coming right now.
How many? Three? Two. Three and two. Three first and two. Three along this wall, single file. Two will follow that, single file. How many? Three right this way. Along this line, single file. Proceed forward. Behind them. Right here, single file, right leg pointing.
Oh, Tom Strong, thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat. I can't play Spike the Bee. It's not a capability I have in a park live stream. I'm sorry. Press the like button twice. Does that mean you unlike the video? Make sure you like the video.
Turn your flash off and does not help your resistance. What are you staring at? Good. Alright. You four will be along this line, single file, start with us in case that's been said. You have two. Don't run! You five will be along this wall, single file.
He's yelling at people, but he's yelling things that like a normal adult would yell at them for. Don't run. Stop using your flash.
Right here, single file. Two. Along this wall, single file. Three. Right here, single file. Behind them. Right there, single file.
All right, you'll follow me.
Are you assigned to sympathizer?
Oh, this is amazing.
Right here. All right, turn around. Once the cell door is open, you're going to say blue, get in, okay? And then after that, you're going to say silver, and then orange, and then you get to throw your own blood inside yourself. Sounds good? You got to take the best blood, all right? So in a few moments, these doors will open. Now, after the interrogation, you'll be sent to the absolute silver. All right, ready? Say blue, get in.
They didn't know it was them.
All right, now say silver, get in. And orange.
Okay.
And now, last but not least.
I'm used to getting yelled at by 6-year-olds on Twitter, so it's about the norm.
Prisoners is here.
Leave us.
Yes, General.
Enemies of the First Order. We will soon snuff out your meager resistance. You chose the wrong side, and now you will pay. The resistance prisoners.
You have what I want. You know the location of the secret base, and I will take it from you.
We're needed on the bridge.
Keep the prisoners here. I will return to finish this personally.
Resistance, we're getting around here. I think blue, red, then silver, and orange. Blue, red, this way, guys. Blue, red, to the left, on the right, silver, orange, on the right, red. Silver, orange, silver, red, on the right, and
Of course. Into the escape pods now. Lieutenant Beck, we need to find a way.
Recortos para su seguridad. Permanezcan sentados con su cinturón de seguridad bien ajustado. Mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del transporte y supervisen a sus niños.
Left or right on those seatbelts and bricks. All right, guys, there's a yellow strap on the right hand seatbelt. Pull on those seatbelts up. Left-hand side, door is closing. Make sure you guys hold on to your hats and headwear as well until you get back down about 2. All right, recruits, good luck, and may the force be with you all.
May the Wi-Fi be with us.
Okay, take this corridor to the turbo lift, then head down to the escape pod base. Those droids are programmed to return you to Batu. Hurry and don't get caught. Lieutenant Beck will guide you.
Recruits, for your safety, stay seated with seatbelts securely fastened. Keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport and supervise your children. Tell them it's a prisoner transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on. There's a clear path to the turbo lifts at the end of the hallway. Turn right. A probe droid. You're lucky it didn't spot you. Take those turbo lifts and stay out of trouble.
Hey, you're not on the right. Wait, go to the
Find an alternate route. Who picked these two droids anyway?
Detention for breach. Prisoners not seen on left D. Settling on! Fire! Take cover, recruits! The escape pods to full us! Take them down! We'll cover you!
This does not look good. Try to find another way down to the escape pods.
The Resistance will attempt to rescue the prisoners.
They have neither the resources nor the courage to engage us.
You underestimate their conviction. Raise the shields!
Shields? Evident. Now! Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless. There's nowhere to run.
Surprise, the guns aren't working.
Attention, all resistance personnel. Abandon ship. I repeat, abandon ship. This destroyer's about.
There's no escape. You will tell me the location of the secret base, and then I will destroy you and the Resistance.
Oh, it's a bit drafty in here. Is there a window open?
You guys really like cutting it close, don't you? Okay, you're clear. Your escape pods came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck. All right, nice job, recruits. Not what you signed on for, but hey, you're Resistance now. I think I have that authority. Right, Beck? Where's the lieutenant? I need eyes on Beck. Line up, Scaffold's spot beacon.
4 escape pods down in Sector 4.
The light goes outside. Can I take my mask off?
Where's the lieutenant? I need eyes on Beck.
Thank you, Steven, for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Wreckage? Got a bad feeling about this.
No, sir, he came down at the wreckage site.
That doesn't sound good. He was the backbone of this operation. Lieutenant Beck here. Beck! Oh, you're right.
I should hope so. Great job, recruits. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the Resistance base is secure. Bravo!
Yes, R5, you too. Oh, have your mask on until you get all the way out. They made that clear to say. Dun, 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 dun. And the mask is coming off. The mask is off. There it is. Look at it. There it is. If you enjoyed our ride on Rise of the Resistance and you haven't yet, hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. Over 106,000 strong watching all of our live streams. News Today with WDW News Today. WDW News Tonight when it comes back in July. Of course, Back to the Future Live, the history of Muppet Vision 3D tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And so much more we bring to you each and every week here on the WDWNT YouTube channel. And back into the maskless wilderness we go.
This is the one you can't get.
So for those of you who joined while we were in Rise of the Resistance, I'll do a quick walk around for you to show you the Maskless Park experience. As you see, some people still wearing them. Lots of people still wearing them outside, even though you don't have to. We almost made a Yes R5 U2 shirt, but Lucasfilm's pretty militant. And I also feel like Disney's going to realize people like that line at some point and actually put it on merchandise. Do you prefer Disney World or Disneyland? That's a hard question. Disney World is home. It's always going to be home. It's where I grew up going. I live here. They're all special, except Shanghai. They're all special. I like them all. Disney. It's hard to be a Disney World person, though. They make it, I feel like more so than any of the other ones, they make it very difficult sometimes to love this place. You know, not selling annual passes, we're discontinuing Tables in Wonderland. The Park Pass system initially really being harsh on pass holders. You can only have 3 at a time. I don't like Shanghai. Shanghai's kind of dumpy. It's a little junky. Maintenance is real bad. I think a lot of the rides were overrated. I think a lot of people who went when it first opened just, you know, to seem cool because they went were like, oh, this is amazing. And I was like, there's a handful of things that are really great there, but I wasn't blown away. It not like when I went to Japan for the first time and just everything, like even little nonsense blew me away in Tokyo. Shanghai was not that. I don't have predictions on APs coming back because I don't think they know. I think they're kind of waiting to see what Disneyland does, I think, and we may or may not end up with something similar. It's something to be a little afraid of at this point. But I'm even sad with Disneyland because I like the ability to go out there whenever I'd like to, right? So I liked having my Premier Passport. I've had it, I had it since it was first introduced. One of the first ones, I was actually one of the people they had to mail it to because I already had both tickets. And I had it since the beginning, and it was really nice to be able to go to both whenever. And now that's not going to exist for Disneyland, right? There very likely won't be a pass when I can go whenever I want without extra headaches of whatever I have to do, make a reservation or buy additional like discounted tickets or whatever it's going to be like, That makes me sad. Because honestly, like the thing I don't think they understand about a lot of their audiences, there's a fair amount of us who will pay any amount of money for that ticket, and they're basically saying they don't want that. They're basically saying we don't want to even offer that because we feel like there may be people who are pass holders who come to this park and don't eat here and don't buy merchandise, and we feel just kind of drag down the profitability per guests, and we don't want you. That's what Disney's saying. We don't want you, which is a shame. Those tickets are expensive, and like I said, then raise them to whatever you want, because people will find a way. If it's a $7,000 ticket, people will figure it out. If it means that much to them, let them pay that then. And if people don't want to pay $7,000 for a ticket, they won't. Give people the option. You like Disney World more than Disneyland? Most of us seem jaded by wherever we live. Because I meet people from Japan and they come here and they're like, oh, Disney World's so much better. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like half the rides don't function. So I know everyone, the grass is always greener on the other side, right? But yeah, here you go. Look at all these maskless people outside. Maskless people. This park is supposedly full today. No, not full old capacity. That is not a thing still. And that may not be a thing for some time. They have not raised capacity. The only changes in effect today, the removal of temperature checks, and you no longer have to wear a mask outdoors in certain circumstances if you're not in a queue or in a restaurant or at a shop. But yeah. Wow, this is crazy. Over 1,100 views. I think this is a record. I don't think we've ever had this many concurrent viewers on a park live stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yeah, it seems you guys really like Saturdays. I think we'll get back in the swing of me doing Saturdays again in the coming weeks. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sadly, I got to go back to work. But I appreciate all of you taking time out of your Saturday to join us. And I hope you'll join us more often. All right, everybody, have a good day. Goodbye from a maskless outdoor Walt Disney World.